Yo, I think as anime fans, a big reason why we continue to engage with the medium is because of the community. And anime has built such a unique, very opinionated community, and that's what makes it so fun to see these differing opinions that different fans have, and what opinions rise to the top and eventually become public consensus. I think this appeal is a big part of anime discussions online, but one of the biggest, and in my opinion, one of the most interesting ways that this manifests itself is in anime fan polls. You know, the popularity polls that different companies will do, or different series will do, just to see what the fans are liking. Those polls are really fun to me, and there's always some surprising stuff at the top, especially the unofficial polls where it's just like a survey put up on the internet and people can vote whatever. I think the best example is probably My Anime List, how they have those top anime and top manga rankings. You can tell they just let anybody vote on these. Like, why is Sword Art Online top 5? Who is voting on these? I understand these kind of rankings are just popularity contests, but Sword Art Online hasn't been popular in a long time. And you would think it's just like, oh no, this is just some random list. Like, people just like Sword Art Online, right? No, people really care about this list. I remember there have been a couple of scandals of people trying to rig My Anime List, mostly Full Metal Alchemist fans, because they want to get their shit back to the top and push other shit down. It's just never that serious, bro. But one of my favorite things to look at with this list is the difference between anime fans and manga fans. Because if you look at the anime list, there's things like Attack on Titan, Death Note, Tokyo Ghoul, but then you go to the manga section and JoJo's and One Piece, who are nowhere to be found, are both in the top 5. And then we just have the manga that just don't have a popular anime adaptation, like Berserk, Vagabond. I'm actually surprised Monster isn't higher on the anime list, because Monster anime is tough, but it just represents this disconnect in what anime fans look for and what manga fans look for. It feels like the top 10 manga are way more diverse than the top 10 anime. All the top 10 anime fall into a certain category. But another big difference is that a lot of the people that use My Anime List are Western fans, and I've noticed that Western fans' opinions on series are way different from Japanese fans. I don't think My Anime List is the most accurate depiction of what anime fans actually enjoy though, and one thing that baffles me is just how popular anime is in Japan. When ranking the top 30 media properties in Japan, Jujutsu Kaisen, One Piece, Spy Family, Frieren, Demon Slayer, Detective Conan, Pokemon, all in the top 10. They're outranking TikTok, Netflix, Disney. Could you imagine that happening in America? But another big difference I noticed is the difference between unofficial fan polls and polls done by official companies. Because we already saw the My Anime List one, but comparing that to the list that Fuji TV made about what are the most popular anime overseas, I think this one seems a lot more accurate. Like, that's just probably a given that Dragon Ball Z is the most popular anime in the West. I don't even need a poll to tell me that. It just makes way more sense for things like Pokemon to be at the top and not shit like Sword Art Online. But that again goes to show the difference between anime fans and manga fans, because One Piece regularly ranks at the top of manga polls, at least in Japan. On top of that, there are things like Kingdom and Detective Conan that are decently popular in the West, but not anywhere near top 15. And what the fuck is World Trigger doing here? I fuck with World Trigger, that's my shit, but I don't think it's that popular. But again, Japanese fans and Western fans are just so different, because Japanese fans were asked what manga they most want to get animated, and this a bunch of shit that we've never heard of. I think a lot of these manga don't even have English translations, but you see Kagurabachi snuck in there. It don't matter where you at, everybody fuck with Kagurabachi. Get on that. Another interesting poll I saw is about what anime fans in Japan would recommend, and this one was really interesting to me because not only is Sword Art Online on here again, but Tokyo Revengers. I just want to know what these people's criteria are for recommending things, because it's like you have Evangelion at the top, which is like, why would you just randomly recommend that to somebody? Imagine somebody on the street just randomly recommends Evangelion to you, and then you go watch it, and it's like, what the fuck? But you know, stuff like Jujutsu Kaisen, One Punch Man, not Demon Slayer, Hunter x Hunter, that all makes sense. I just think Japanese fans might have better taste, because they were also asked what their top anime songs are. I'm sorry, bro, these are all bangers. There's not a single miss on this fucking list. I mean, I haven't seen Oshinoko, but the rest of these is hits. But I think the official polls are more interesting to me than the unofficial ones because of the extra statistics that they add. Like, tell me that these stats aren't crazy. I mean, this one isn't that crazy, but out of all the most popular anime, Dragon Ball has the least female audience. I don't think that's surprising to anybody. But what would surprise people is how many female fans Attack on Titan has. For a series like Attack on Titan, that just feels so random for me. And Tokyo Revengers, why does Tokyo Revengers keep showing up? And why does it have such a big female audience? What is bringing women to Tokyo Revengers? Haikyuu is not that surprising to me. This statistic is just insane. 80 to 100% of the support for cute girls girls do cute things anime, like Bocchi the Rock and Camp, were for men between 30 and 40.
What the is wrong with you?
This just feels completely backwards from what I would assume anime demographics to be. But I mean, hey, it's Japan. Another thing that really surprised me is that Jujutsu Kaisen also has a really big female audience. I guess the same thing is true over here, but I still don't get why. Out of any anime to have a big female audience, Jujutsu Kaisen is just such a random one. But something hilarious that I found out is that Jujutsu Kaisen is the most popular anime in the world, but it's also the most pirated anime in the world, which makes sense. But it's Jujutsu Kaisen and Frieren. I didn't even realize Frieren was that popular. But something that didn't surprise me is that North America is the region that pirates the most. It's also interesting as to see which anime get popular from year to year, because I never would have expected Oshinoko to even be half as big as it is, to the point where last year it ranked higher in popularity polls than Vinland Saga and Jujutsu Kaisen. Now, these general fan polls are obviously super interesting, but something that I find even more interesting is when you read certain series and they do those character popularity polls at the end of certain volumes. Like the Jujutsu Kaisen popularity polls are hilarious, especially comparing them to Western discourse of the series. Like, there's no shot that if you poll Western anime fans that Megumi ends up #1. For Japanese fans, all they gotta do is have black hair and have a cold personality. That's all it takes. I would never imagine in a million years that Megumi would ever rank over Gojo. And then we have poor Itadori. I don't think he's ever been top 1 in any poll. Maybe the first one. No, Gojo was probably top 1 in the first one. I don't think Yuji has ever been at the top of a poll in his own series. Oh, no. Yuji was top 1 in the first one, but only in the first one. And then you compare that to One Piece, where Luffy has been top 1 in every poll since the beginning of the series. He's a GOAT.
You like him and don't like him.
What you gonna do about it? He's a GOAT.
Because he's #1.
Another interesting thing about One Piece popularity polls is Zoro has been #2 in every popularity poll except one, where Law was over him. I'm assuming that was around Dressrosa, when we were getting the Law backstory and stuff. Well deserved. But One Piece just has so many characters that they're just gonna be random people on the list. Like, the fact that One Piece has a top 100 when most series only do like a top 20 or top 50, and then you look at the top 100 and it's the most random characters ever. Like Rockstar, who the fuck is a Rockstar fan? Pell, don't piss me off, dude, don't piss me off. Fucking Whoop Slap, bro, stop voting for Whoop Slap. Is number 32 the Going Merry? Respect. But at the end of the day, I guess it makes sense that Luffy would be consistently at the top and Yuji wouldn't, because Jujutsu Kaisen is way more focused on his side characters and One Piece is way more main character focused. But it seems like every series always has those 2 or 3 people that stay around the top. Like My Hero Academia has Bakugo, Todoroki, and Deku. And then very occasionally someone like Shinso will come around and they'll take up a spot. But those 3 pretty consistently stay at the top. And that's the case for most shonen, I feel like. And to me, for that exact reason, it's always way more interesting to look at long-running series like One Piece or Bleach that have hella chapters, because they're bound to have like 5 or 6 popularity polls at least. Like comparing these series' first polls to their most recent ones, like at one point Kon was a top 5 character in Bleach. Imagine. But damn, it's kind of sad looking at this first popularity poll, seeing all of Ichigo's classmates and how none of them are on the most recent one. Imagine going from being one of the most popular characters in the series to being outranked by a sword. Or in One Piece's case, it's just interesting to see how many more characters there are now. At one point, One Piece's cast was actually small enough that Kuina was in the top 10 favorite characters, but she's not even good enough to probably be in the top 200 now. She's getting outranked by not 1, but 2 ships. 2 whole ships ranked higher than her. But hey, those ships is some real niggas. I can't blame them. But yeah, man, that's all I got for y'all boys today. Let me know what was your favorite part of the video in the comments below. Like the video if you liked the video. Subscribe to the channel. And yeah, man, I'm gone.